Clobberin time! Clobberin!
Get those nerds! 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 What?
No bloody A, B, C, or D.
It is green.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Clobberin Times. Wildcard Wednesday night, issue number 537 on YouTube, 1,237 overall. And I cannot wait to hang out with you, my good friends, tonight. Thank you so much for being here. What we got going on? I'm sure there will be more trickling in. I first want to say, it was a great honor, as always, to be hanging out with my good buddy, Loki, earlier this evening on his great channel with our buddy 24/7, just talking comics on the comic book round table. Lots of fun. And always enjoy doing that. And I want to thank everyone who joined us this past Monday night. It was a special night. We had a double feature, of course. The great J-Man, who has popped in to say hello, but he had to run. Anyway, shout out to the great J-Man. We had another extraordinary visit to Earth B with a Bob Haney review, and that early Monday night, and that was extraordinary as always. Like I said, great fun. So thank you for doing that with me, J-Man, buddy. If you're still hearing this, if not, have a great night, everyone. Please go subscribe to his channel. He is a great bloke, and again, that was a lot of fun. And then later, what a great night it was. Again, paying tribute. It was on a sad note, of course. 2 years later, after losing our great friend Mark C., we paid a little bit of tribute to him. The great Mexican Iron Man joined me, and I want to thank Mike for that. He's a busy man, and he took time from his schedule to come over and hang out with a lowly little channel like mine, and I appreciate it. And then, of course, our mutual friend, the great Doomcock, Lord Doomcock, Dictor Van Doomcock, came over and hung out with me as well, and paid tribute to our long-lost buddy, Mark C. And it was just so good of Doomcock to do that. DC, I know he's over there on the breakdown, but I really appreciate him doing that with me the other night. It was too kind, and what a great friend he really is. So shout out to the great Lord Doomcock for that. And let's see here. Let's just do some show notes and then shout outs, of course. Show notes. Let's see here. Tomorrow night, as always, it will be at 6 p.m. Standard Time. I'll be over there with the great Tom Connors and the gang at a Midnight's Edge after dark, hanging with that august body. And then tomorrow night, this very time, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, it'll be Clubhouse time with my wonderful first officer, the great R.M. Briggs, who has a wonderful new book coming out, who was on our good buddy Dadman's channel last night, and that was a lot of fun. And then, of course, Friday night with the Nick's Comic Shop gang at 8:30. Just talking basic comics with the Comic Shop boys of Friday night. And then Saturday night, Star Trek, 4 more episodes reviewed of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, getting toward the end of season So, looking forward to that. And with that, as a great man likes to say, let us say some shout outs here. As always, we like to shout out our great wrenches who help us out, whether they're here or not. They get the shout out because they do so much for us. The great bronze wrencher himself, Eric K. Thank you, buddy. And his new puppy, Kirby. Oh, look at that puppy dog. I see he's here tonight. The great Chris Persia, Vindicated Wrench of the North. Hey, buddy. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Thank you so much for all you do. D. Bod Martin, the wrench of iron, the iron wrench himself. The great one. And I got to hang out with him a little bit on Nick's channel the past couple of weeks. And that was a lot of fun. And I really enjoyed it. I don't know if he's here or not or will pop in tonight. I did see him a couple streams today, though. The god of wrenching himself, the great Lord Thoth. And a shout out to his wonderful better half, the lovely Lady Thoth. Avon lives, sir, and long live the Legion. LT. And he got a new puppy dog, too. Everybody's getting puppy dogs. I want a puppy dog. And then the aforementioned partner in crime on Earth, B, the wrench without fear, the great J-Man. And always a pleasure, buddy. Appreciate you for all you do. The master, the Clobberin artist supreme and especially cover artist of science fiction tales by the lovely R.M. Briggs. And, of course, the super wrench himself, the great Kal-El, and Maddie's daddy, wielder of Reach Mjolnir, and, of course, last but never least, the Fanty Outsidey. So, let's see who else is up in here and say some hellos. Keely Chow, roll tide. Good morning from Sun Moon Lake. I don't know where Sun Moon Lake is, Keely, but it sounds like you do, and I bet it's cool. So, good morning. Morning? It's morning where you are now? You must be on the other side of the planet, buddy. But anyway, Keely Chow, good to see you. JT Kirk, what's up, buddy? All right, good to see you, JT Kirk. Gwagnar. Claude Selling, hey. Let's see here. John Shaggy Rupas, hey. Good to see you there. Stuart Mitchell, old man, look, old friend, good to see you there. DJ Ronnie G, good to see you. Snuggy Jr., hello. Let's see here, who else we got? So far, I think that's everybody, but we will shout everyone out accordingly. Anyone who pops in. And shout out to the lurkers. If you're out there lurking, I cannot thank you enough. I appreciate you. Thank you. We always like having you here. We love having you here. And if you're watching this later on a repeat that I download, much appreciated. Thank you, and thank you again. So yeah, nothing much going on tonight. That's why they call it Wild Card Wednesday night. Let's see what's going on out there in the geek world. I'll tell you one thing that's going on in the geek world, and this is interesting to me, is we are, less than, we have a. Remember when comic book movies? Because you know me, I'm about the comic first, but I like some of the comic movies. Sean Estep, hey there, Sean Estep, Estep. How do I say? Did I say Estep or something? You could help me with that. Sorry, I hope I didn't butcher it too badly. So, comic book movies used to be pretty big. Remember those? Well, the past maybe 10 years, when one was coming out, there was a lot of fanfare, a lot of hoopla, especially when it was Marvel, but even the DC one got a little bit of attention. JT Kirk says, I'm building a model NX01 this evening. And while listening, oh my goodness, I love NX01. That's fantastic. JT Kirk, whenever you get it done, man, show it to us. Whenever, don't no rush, but when you get it all done, send pics, bud. So we have a movie coming out tomorrow that's based on a character. He's already had one movie. He's one of the oldest and most enduring, beloved but beleaguered characters that ever existed. So much, and I mean beleaguered because he's had his name stolen from him. Estep. Gotcha. Hope I'm getting that right. Thank you. Estep. And he's the guy that says Shazam. Billy Batson says Shazam, and because of the old wizard Shazam bequeathed him with the powers, the wisdom of Solomon, the strength of Hercules, the speed of, stamina of Atlas, the power of Zeus, the speed of the something other Achilles and Mercury. I get them all mixed up sometimes. And no, you don't bother writing it. I know Phantom's going to write it anyway because I'd rather just my point being is they change that later and they can go screw themselves. But he's a beleaguered character. This is a character that got beaten down by the bigger company. Even though there were times in the early days when he outsold Superman. I love the big red cheese. Yes, I discovered Superman first. I love Superman the most. This guy, exactly, Gwagnar. But there was a Shazam movie a couple of years ago that you all know about, I'm sure. Shazam is coming out tomorrow. Wow, that movie has zero buzz. There's no buzz. There's some ads, yes. But like you said, Fanty, he was sued out of existence by National. And then after that, he just kept getting screwed again. Oh, Stuart, you found the interview. Good. Now, it's a sad history for this character because, for a larger chunk of his existence than not, it can't even be called by its proper name. In fact, eventually, even though they could still do it, and they didn't do it on comics covers, but they at least, remember, they could still do it on inside of comics and so forth. And then over the past, I don't know, 10, 15 years, whatever it's been, they've even taken it away from him on the interior of his comic. They have Jeff Johns, I'm looking at you and others. DC Comics, which of course absorbed him, they don't have no real, they own him, unfortunately, in that sense. And by the way, I was well aware. Remember, I said every one of those correctly. I said those. Well, I don't know why you're writing it in there, Fanty. Are you deranged? Those are the names I said. I just messed up one of the attributes. So, point being, but you're Mr. Correct McFace, Phantom Outsider. That's what he's like. That's why he's Fanty Outsider. But we still love him. So, all right. He's had his name taken away from him, folks. Agreed, Gwagnar. I hate it. So tonight I thought I would talk a bit about this wonderful, abused character that I love so much. Because we got that movie coming out tomorrow. And yeah, I know, Fanty. I'm just busting your chops, buddy. It does seem very corrective of you, but yeah. I actually did mess up. I got one of the attribute. I forgot. For example, let's see. Let me own up to it. Wisdom of Solomon, strength of Hercules, stamina of Atlas, power of Zeus, speed of what was Achilles again? And it was Mercury was speed. Yeah, see, I always draw a blank on Achilles, so you can definitely score points by fixing that one for me. Besides, I had to bust your chops anyway. Okay. So, invulnerability. Thank you. See, Fanty? I knew I paid you the big bucks for a reason. Could not be reached for further comment. The 1941 Adventures of Captain Marvel serial is fantastic. Yes, starring Tom Tyler. Hey, could not be reached. Welcome, by the way. I love the Adventures of Captain Marvel movie serial is incredible. I'll talk about the other movies in a minute, but it's just that this is a character who had his name stolen. First of all, he had his right to exist stolen from him by national periodical publications, DC, disgusting comics, Dave G. Sound, by a bunch of evil, filthy corporate crappers in the early 50s, 53-ish or something around there. And then that same group, that same company, resurrected him, and because they screwed up, Tom Tyler also played the Phantom. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Good call. So he comes back in the 70s, and he proves how great he is by being on a Saturday morning kiddie show, and kids just we loved him. Yes, we love Superman. Superman survived it. Fawcett was wiped out. I saw, so many of us discovered Superman first, but when I discovered Captain Marvel, I loved him just as much. I loved him just as much. Almost as much. I mean, Superman might be a little ahead of him. I do love Supes a little bit more, but I love the Big Red Cheese. I got that book as a kid, not too long after I got Superman from the 30s to the 70s. I got Shazam, it's called, from the 40s to the 70s, and loved him. Now, he was a little bit limited. He couldn't be as many titles. He couldn't be in as many titles. They had to call him Shazam as a title. They couldn't call him Captain Marvel anymore. But we all knew him as Captain Marvel in the DC universe. It's just that Marvel kept using the name as well. We all know the story behind that, so no need to go into that. But one of the things, I didn't mind calling it the Shazam family and Shazam sometimes, but he's Captain Marvel. He just is. And then he was used sparingly, not always particularly well throughout the later in the 80s and 90s and in the 2000s. And at some point, not too long ago, maybe 10, 15 years, maybe it was the Screw 52, I think, started it. And maybe a little bit before that, they decided to dump the name. They stole his name from him, folks. The indignities visited upon the character of Captain Marvel are disgusting. They finally stole his damn name and made him keep the Wizard's name and never let him. They don't let him be called Captain Marvel. So even when they make a freaking movie, the one from a couple of years ago called Shazam, which was entertaining enough if you don't know anything, if you don't know all the things that have been screwed over for the character. And in that movie, they didn't even. If there'd have been something, just call him Captain Marvel in the movie, just once, instead of Captain Sparkle Fingers, you jackasses. There's so many things that are insulting to the character. The movie has some enjoyable shite, but I don't like the whole Billy Batson being a kid in the Captain Marvel body. And he's Captain Marvel. I'm never going to stop calling him Captain Marvel, even in those stupid movies. So tomorrow I'm going to go watch that crap because I'm going to have to review it. I'll review it here, and I'll be able to talk about it on some of the other channels. I'll go sit there and eat popcorn, and see, that first movie is mildly entertaining, but if you love the character too much, it's just real tough to like. Because it's not what should be done to the character. Yeah, Freddie Freeman says Captain Marvel. He doesn't even say Junior, he just says Captain Marvel. But it's always been funny to me about that Fanty, because we used to make, joke around like, what if he says, hey, this is my good friend, introduces him like, this is Captain Marvel. Oops. Larry, what's up, buddy? Snuggie says you don't have to watch if you don't like it. No, I mean, you don't have to, but I do, because I'm going to be reviewing it, and because I've got, I'm going to be asked about it, and I'm going to be talking about it. And you're right. No one has to do, what's that old saying, Snuggie? You don't have to do anything but die and pay taxes. So, but I under something of a responsibility to talk about it. Rami Salami. Hello there. So I'm going to go watch it. But I was kind of a little, I'm commenting a little bit about it. I'm a little shocked that it's not getting a lot of play. Yep, Larry, Shazam is what Gomer Pyle says. Shazam. Golly. So while that's true, Snuggie, I'm forcing myself to do it. So I'll have the info. I mean, I can sit through anything. I'm sitting through a movie's not the worst. It's not digging a ditch. You can sit through it, and if you hate it, you get to talk about it and vent about it. If you love it, then you enjoy it. Then you had a good time enjoying a movie. So we'll see. I'll be nice to it. I'll be fair to it. There you go, JT. And that's another good point. You won't know if you like it unless you see it. Yeah. But he's not my big red cheese. And as many have pointed out, he's fighting Helen Mirren. Yeah, but I'll just go and I'll have popcorn. 3:00 feature. Snuggie, you're right. I do make it sound like work. It's not work. I mean, my channel is important to me in that sense. It's something that I feel like I've always kind of been that way. Yes, Helen Mirren's the baddie in the movie. From what commercials I've seen. I always feel like because of comic book movies and different things that I do think that I need to inform myself about the comic book movies and stuff out there. So because sometimes I get asked to review. Sometimes I do get asked to review these movies. So no, it's not, like I said, I did say Snuggie that it's not like digging a ditch or anything. One of the daughters of Atlas. Okay. Yep, Helen Mirren. So, again, here's the thing. I don't know who else is going to be in there or not, although I've seen one cameo. They let one cameo. I saw a little trailer thingy, a cameo that should have been a pretty big secret, I would think. I saw it today. I'm like, whoa. Wagner, that is a true statement. Ugh. After sitting through that Mandalorian third episode this morning, I don't know. And then PR tonight. Hell, Shazam might be a welcome, reprieve. You saw the cameo, Rami Salami? It's don't spoiler it here just in case anyone who knows it, because someone here might be wanting to see it. I don't care. It doesn't bother me, but Snuggie, I hear you. That's a bridge too far right there. I've sat through some bad stuff, but stuff that I thought might be bad, but it wasn't sure. Look, I sat through Eternals. That's how stupid I am. But I'll draw the line at Marvel, same as you. I'm with you there. It says I might see it too. I'll see anything if I can order a burger and a huge beer. Even the Marvels. No, not really. Yeah. No, not really. I got you. Yeah, it's probably the ending, like you say, Rami. It's probably the ending. So I'm going to take a look at this poll that we have up here. See how it's doing so far. All right. With 14 votes already, the question was, which is your favorite Captain Marvel? And we all know that Billy Batson's the only real one. 64% Billy Batson, and it's not even close at the number one spot. Yay! I don't get a vote, but if I got a vote, that's what I would vote for. In second place is Marvel, whom I do love. I love Marvel. And in third place is Carol Danvers, who to me will always be Miss Marvel, but she gets called Captain Marvel. So, and we have no votes for Monica Rambeau. And so we will continue to monitor that through the evening. The new episode of the the Dr. Pershing show was pretty bad. Yes, Gwagnar, it was weird, it was bad, it was long, it was disturbing, it was all kind of things, and what it wasn't was Star Wars, but yeah. Captain Infinity and beyond. All right, here's my, we hear a lot of people back when the MCU was starting to deteriorate even more, back when WandaVision came out and everyone was talking about Monica Rambeau a little bit. Monica Rambeau, because people were always speaking very highly of her at that point when we all knew we were going to get Monica Rambeau in the Marvel crap. I never cared. She was never meant anything to me, because when Monica Rambeau was announced in Avengers originally, it was only a couple years or so after Marvel had been killed in the death of Captain Marvel by Jim Starlin. And they were calling this woman Captain Marvel. And at the time, I'm sorry, I was a young kid. I mean, I was 17, 18, whatever. I was like, that's not Marvel. I mean, first of all, I'm bad enough that I have to call Marvel Captain Marvel when it should be Billy Batson Captain Marvel. But fine, I did like Marvel. So I wasn't buying into her being called Captain Marvel. I didn't like that at all. Later they called her Photon or something, and then they went back to Captain Marvel. But so, number one, I put up with Marvel being called Captain Marvel, even though it should always be in the Shazam Marvel family, and that's all. I mean, this right here you're looking at is the one true Captain Marvel. But I put up with Marvel, and I like Marvel, and I love The Death of Captain Marvel was one of the great comics ever. That first Marvel graphic novel. And it was a graphic novel, not a trade. And then later down the road, Miss Marvel, aka Warbird, aka Binary at some point, aka became, Carol Danvers becomes Captain Marvel. And I was way checked out of Marvel then, so I don't care. But I put those names there for the sake of that poll, even though I don't get a vote. But the big red cheese, as any Captain Marvel fan knows, this is what they call him. He's the man. And I don't know this about the movie yet, because obviously it's coming out tomorrow. I haven't seen it yet. The new movie. In the first film, if you saw the first Shazam movie, it stings to even call it that. It stings me in the face to even have to say Shazam. When you see the first Shazam film from a couple of years back, Brian Hepburn, what's up, buddy? And you know that the villain of the piece was Dr. Thaddeus Bodog Savannah, brilliantly played by Mark Strong. It's just that, I love Mark Strong, great actor. It's just that that's not really Savannah, though, is it? I mean, if you're casting the character of Thaddeus Bodog Savannah, Dr. Savannah, the main nemesis for the big red cheese, Captain Marvel, who looks at Mark Strong, who played Sinestro earlier before that, and is a guy when he was great as Sinestro in a terrible Green Lantern movie, but who, he's a really good actor, great actor, and there's a lot of different villains you might cast him as, maybe even a hero or two, I don't know. Dave, hey Dave. But he would not be on my list for Dr. Savannah. I don't know about you. If you're a fan of classic Captain Marvel, would you think of Mark Strong as Dr. Savannah? Am I wrong here? Who could play Captain? Who would you think of as Captain? A guy that, a name actor that could play Dr. Savannah. There are a lot of guys that could do it. Got to be really kind of either very small or someone an actor you can make them look like they're very tiny with a bald head and those glasses. So even though I think he was bald in the film, he's not. I mean, he's still big, rugged looking, or at least definitely not compared to Savannah. He's like a monster, like a huge dude. Yeah, working today. I don't know. I mean, yeah, you never know. Now that he's old, a guy like Jim Carrey could probably do it. It's a nut job, but Toby Jones who played Arnim Zola, that could work probably. That's a good one, Chris. I was thinking about him maybe. Bald Ben Stein. I don't know. They got to have I don't know about Stein. You got to have a very out there personality. It felt like they really wanted Black Adam in that antagonist role for the first movie. Ronnie Solani, yeah, I mean, Black Adam should be a Captain Marvel villain, but that's all gone. Howie Mandel. I don't know, but I think there are a lot of people that would be better suited for it if you want to be a captain. I mean, if you want to be a comic book accurate Dr. Savannah. Yeah, Ben Kingsley. That's a good one. I like that one, Brian. That's right. Could not be reached. He had his misshapen head. Sorry about that, Dave. Get that cell tower in order there, man. I'm sorry about that. So, yeah. So, Dr. Savannah could have been cast better, even though Strong was great. I mean, I love him. Don't get me wrong. He's a great actor. So, I don't know. But my big point is, I don't think he's in this. I don't know. Maybe he is. Remember there were a couple little shots of Mr. Mind? Pete Skarsgård. What about Stellian? I don't know if he would do it now. I don't know if I know Pete. I'm not sure if I'm familiar with Pete Skarsgård there. I know of Alexander and Stellian, and I don't know. So I don't know if Mr. Mind was in a couple of scenes. I don't know if we're going to see Mr. Mind. It would be kind of funny. It was kind of cool. Yeah, Gwagnar. Yeah. Skarsgård from the GL movie. Skarsgård? Huh. I'm not sure which one that is. But oh, the guy who played Hector Hammond. Okay, thanks. Hector Hammond. Well, there you go. Maybe. Yeah, good one. Sorry, Rami. I can't. Let's see. Larry says, I can't find the original Ms. Marvel Carol Danvers from '68. I searched and only get the Kamala. Oh, that was wasn't that in a Marvel Superheroes issue or something like that? Larry? It was in one of the first appearances of Marvel. And I want to say it was Marvel Superheroes, but I could be wrong. So anyway, you're not going to, let's say they're not going to have Savannah probably, at least not prominently. I doubt we'll get Mr. Mind. So, I don't know. What are we going to get? Just Helen Mirren and a bunch of monsters. Thank you, D-Buds. Marvel Superheroes number 12. Gotcha. Yeah, she didn't have her powers yet, Larry. Yeah. Thank you, D-Bud Martin there. So, Phantom, I think 18 was the Guardians. Maybe. You may have got them mixed up there, but I know I get them mixed up all the time. I am the world's worst with issue numbers. I might be able to nail it down to a title sometimes, but number, And and especially in a crunch when I need it. Monster Society of Evil would have been a great follow up to the first sequel. Yes, and then they have a couple of those a couple of monsters from the Monster Society were in the first movie. And yes, Captain Yahtzee would have been a good one there, Brian Hepburn, but they would never do that. So, yeah, we're not going to get really any classic Captain Marvel villains, of course. It's going to be focusing on Helen Mirren, and of course, it's going to be focusing on Billy and the other kids and all, probably. And look, I think people are saying it's pretty good. I don't know, but I tell you one thing: it's not getting a lot of word out there. It's not getting a lot of buzz, which is really curious. No, maybe not. I mean, the first movie, I guess, did okay. I don't even know how well it did. It did fine, I guess. It got decent word of mouth, and for the most part, I think a lot of people enjoyed it. I mean, I let myself enjoy it a little bit, but it's just too much in there that pisses me off. I mean, it's okay if you don't think about what could have been, and if you don't think about what's happened to this character over his history. But it's when you think about it, such a tragic history that poor old Billy Batson has had. And yes, another thing could not be reached for comment. They won't even do a reprint, or they did a Monster Society of Evil big reprint book way back in the 80s or the 80s, but they'll never do it again. Death Ray Hader. The Skarsgård family has been pretty amazing, and the highlight in any movie they've been in, because if you think about the Skarsgårds, you've got Pete, that someone just reminded me, he played Hector Hammond, even though Green Lantern's a crappy movie. You've got Stellian, who was a character that they made up from whole cloth, but he was still in the Marvel movies. And then you got Alexander, who played Edgar Rice Burroughs' Tarzan, Tarzan of the Apes. Okay. Marvell's was 12 and Carol Danvers was number 13. Gotcha. Thank you, Fanty. So, yeah, the Stellian, man, they played some iconic characters, haven't they? So, I don't know. It'll be Captain Sparkle Fingers with his stupid lightning powers. By the way, any of you who are fans of the classic Captain Marvel, if any of you are, some of you out there know are, am I the only one that hates the stupid lightning powers? And that, look, Eric K, what's up, bro? Look, he pulled a stunt once when he was fighting Superman early on in the 70s, where he would say Shazam and he would let Superman get in front of the lightning bolt. And then Mark Waid did it in Kingdom Come. There you go, Fanty. I hear you. So hitting Superman with the lightning bolt, your Muslim uncle, what's up, buddy? The classic Captain Marvel is my favorite from even childhood. As a child of the 70s, and the lightning powers work really great in the video games. I hate the lightning powers because it was really Johns that started that crap later, giving him lightning lads powers. Pissed me the crap off. But I know I'm being silly. Oh no. It annoys me. Excuse me. But I guess I'm the only one. I don't like the stupid lightning crap. It's just it doesn't work. It doesn't fit the character for me. He doesn't need it. I think that's the biggest thing. He flat does not need that. But what do I know? Let's see here. Someone's saying the Kingdom Come scene will stick with me forever. I'm so biased. Yeah, I do love Kingdom Come now. We reviewed it, and Jamin and I reviewed that a while back. In fact, hail to the great Golden Wrench OS. Yes, indeed. He's golden, he's bronze. I understand why they gave him the lightning powers. He changed form with a lightning bolt, and he has lightning bolts on his costume. I don't know. I don't like it at all, Gwagnar. It was fine having the same powers as Superman to me. I mean, yeah. You can make a case for him using lightning powers because of Zeus in his name, but it would be cool, it would be cool, or if he threw like lightning bolts instead of using electricity. You can make a case, yes, but the fact is he didn't have it until good God, I don't know when. At least he doesn't detach body parts when he yells split and zam. That's, by the way, detaching body parts when he says split zam. It's a reference to an android called Captain Marvel that existed in between the real Captain Marvel and the Marvel one. The Clown Riders are Superman heat vision, so Shazam needs some sort of energy projection powers. So stupid. Yeah, I don't like it. But you're absolutely right, your Muslim uncle. You can make that case. I hear you. Actually, Clobby, it makes sense for Captain Marvel to have lightning powers because his fourth ability is the power of... No, it makes sense. You're all right. But he didn't have them until, I don't know, until very recently. And now it's just kind of... Look, I'm not going to argue with you guys. You're right. It makes sense. But all the years that I grew up loving the character, he didn't have the freaking thing. He didn't have them. A couple times, that Batman, Brave and the Bold animated in the classic style of the Captain. Yeah, Captain Marvel is so good. I also want to rewatch it. Yeah, I might go watch that tonight. I watched the Justice League one when he fought Superman. Again, it wasn't until Jeff Johns started doing that script with the Screw 52 did this. Screw 52 is when he started shooting lightning all over the place. You're all right. Every one of you are exactly right. It makes sense. But it still didn't have him. And you're fine. I'm not like pissed. I'm just like, it just annoys me because he was fine without him before. The thing I do not like is where's the wisdom of Solomon? He does not have the mind of a child. Yeah, that's another thing. I hate him when they gave him the mind of a child, when they started changing it. And I blame Ostrander on that one, I think. Legends. And it wasn't technically a power. It was him calling down a thunderbolt and having it hit someone instead. Yeah, that's right, Fanty, but now it's just a power. Hey, that's 70s rock. Hey, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Snuggy, you're right. There's a big lightning bolt on his chest, though. But still, for 70 years, he didn't have that power. Unless he yelled Shazam and let it hit somebody like what we're talking about. Good to see you, 70s. The bolt is a logo. Yes. All I'm saying is he didn't have it, and then they just decided to give it to him out of nowhere. Jeff Johns. In the Miller interview, Johns says he had to change certain aspects to appeal to the studios because they were very against the Shazam movie. Well, it was they were doing it in comics too before that in the Screw 52 junk. Wagner says, if he would have had lightning powers when he was created, maybe National Comics would have been able to stop the character, wouldn't have been able to stop the character from being published. And you know what? Like I said, if he had been created with the lightning powers, I would have been fine with it. Just like if Spider-Man had been created with organic web shooters by Steve Ditko, instead of for the movies later with Sam Raimi, although there was a couple other, never mind. Just go with Sam Raimi. It was comics with it too, but not Peter Parker. Then I would have been fine with it. But I didn't like it because it's a change that I just don't think it needed to happen. Flash has a bolt on his chest. Yeah, Flash has a bolt on his chest and forearms. Yeah, he had to shoot lightning either. Lightning Lad can shoot lightning. Thor is the god of thunder. He can throw lightning around. Like I said, the power of Zeus, sure. But if Bill Parker and C.C. Beck had wanted him to be able to throw around lightning, I would be all for it. But 70-something years after the fact, Jeff Johns decides, hey, he can throw lightning all over the place. Like I said, I just don't like it, but you guys are absolutely right. You make sense. You make total sense. I'm with you. I just don't like it. It's just a personal thing. I don't think they needed to do it. But what do I know? They don't ask me anything. And why would they? I mean, they shouldn't. There's no reason why they should have to ask me anything. Yeah. No, I hear you, Snuggie. You're right. Look, I'm not even disagreeing with you guys. No, I hear you. What are you going to do, though? Hey, if that were my biggest problem with what they've done to Captain Marvel, though, I'd be doing pretty well, wouldn't I? Let's see here. The courts were corrupt. They get us. Oh, by the way, here's another thing. Since modern day iteration of Superman, like on an animated show, especially, the slightest little tingle of electricity hurts him. Captain Marvel, if he had the lightning power, all those times he used to fight Superman, holy crap. Superman wouldn't stand a chance because Superman can't take the slightest, thanks to Bruce Timm and Paul Dini in their Superman animated TV show, Superman can't take the slightest bit of pain from lightning. I mean, the slightest. And now they're going to fight. Bump. Yeah, but you can say the same with Superman. He originally couldn't fly. Yeah, but I'm not. Yeah, but then very, very. Hey, Dave Rayburn, good to see you. That's true, Gwagnar, but it's not like they waited 70 years and then made him fly. It was fairly early on. It was because of the Fleischer cartoons. So that's true. But like I said, this is something they added 70-something freaking years later. Good to see you there, Dave. Superman's on his knees when some little kid tricks him with a zap of one of those trick packs of gum. Thanks to Bruce Timm, yeah. Clobberin, we all understand you're liking him to stay original and nostalgia factor. I get it. No, I mean, in this case, it's not so much nostalgia factor, maybe a little, but I like him to be on even footing with Superman. Personally, yeah, I mean, that's just me. Look, hey. And I don't like him adding a power that late. Death Ray says, I like Spidey having to create his web shooters. It adds an element of danger in the case he runs out. Yes, and it shows how smart Peter Parker is. I totally agree with you. Yeah, well, as D-Bud said later, there you go. Yeah, I don't like the organic web shooters. If Ditko created them, no one would have an issue with them. If you pardon the pun. But that's not what Ditko intended. Yes, DJ Ronnie G, the Superman animated series, which is a fine show. He is so weak and so it's as an invalid, a slightest bit of like electricity. If he shocks himself on the door because it's cold, he goes, ah. That's correct, Larry. Forget. That's true, Wagner. Yeah. Twitter got static. So anyway, Captain Marvel, the big red cheese versus the big blue banana. And he's got a movie coming out tomorrow. And what is it with this? Are some characters cursed? He's got a movie coming out tomorrow and no one gives a crap. I don't know. And as much as I love Superman, I love him the most. It's kind of inadvertently Superman's fault. What's that, Dave? Didn't see that first one? What's that, David? Whatever do you mean? Yeah, JT Kirk, the second movie is coming out. What? So Tumble Dryer Man could cripple Superman? Yes. The Bruce Timm Superman couldn't go near the dryer. Yes, Shaggy. Fantastic Four is also cursed in comic books. Maybe that's going to be a topic. I mean, they had a great heyday though, and then from then on they were kind of cursed. Yep. So I'm saying Magic Lightning, he would destroy Superman. That's why they should be on even footing where they just punch each other. Because the only time Captain Marvel was able to get a head up on Superman was when he used the lightning on him. When he would say Shazam and then put Superman in front of the Shazam lightning. Was it a Fanty? I got to admit to you, I did not finish it yet. I keep meaning to finish it. I'm going to make a promise to you, sir. Before Monday night, Mark C. Comics Talk coming up, I will have read the entire issue. Maybe I'll do a quick review of it. What do you think about them apples? I'm going to do some random reviews on Monday night Mark C. Comics Talk, and Superman 164 is going to be one of them. Because I did read most of it. Oh, thank you, D-Bud. Member chat for Cardinal Sin. Remember 7 months, Clobber level. Hail, Clobberin times. Hail to the mods in chat. Hey, Gil. Cardi Sin, buddy. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it, sir. Great to see you, and thanks for all you do, man. Hope you're having a great night. We'll be able to get DC Comics Presents 49 for nothing after this, though. 49. What is 49? Let me see what that one is. DC Comics Presents 49. Why does that ring a bell? Let me pull that up. Excuse me. All right. Bob. Yes, Shazam. There you go. Oh, Black Adam's in it. It's got to be really expensive. Rich Buckler art. Larry says, Giant Superman 217, July 1969 review. I think what we might do is play a game. we'll do like a spin wheel type thingy. And whoever. Oh, it's pretty interesting, Fandy. I just didn't get a chance to forget. It was right before a show, and I stopped it the other day because I was going on a show, and I meant to go back to it. There was one point of contention that I wanted to talk to you about when I was reading it, but I didn't get to finish reading it yet because I was making notes, and I never make notes. I need to talk to Fanty about that. So what I'm going to do, it'll be like a spin thingy, and we'll put everybody's name in like a spin thing, and whoever I spin and lands on or whatever, I get to get Mark to help me do that. Then I will, you'll get to pick a comic for me to go and just coldly read it right there, like we always do. Let's see. For example, a random Captain Marvel comic. And I believe someone had said something. Please refresh me, because I saw it in the chat, but I was doing something else, or I was another thought. Someone asking about some recommended reading for Captain Marvel. Let's see. By the way, I highly recommend this, especially this one on the right, which is the all new collector's edition. This is one of the few of these DC tabloid editions that are like treasuries, like Marvel's treasuries. That was a new story. All right. So, see what we have here. With the success of Man of Steel, Shazam, Black Adam movies, I'm surprised that comic is worth more than the cover price. Your Muslim uncle says, I'm excited. I'm going to see that movie tomorrow with my in-laws. I'm going to be wearing my Captain Marvel Shazam shirt. I'm going tomorrow by my lonesome. Your Muslim uncle. I'd be honored if we live near each other to go hang out and watch it together. But I will also be wearing a Captain Marvel shirt. I have a Garcia Lopez shirt with Captain Marvel Jr. and Mary Marvel on there, which I cherish. It's old as Methuselah, but I love it. So that's cool. Trade paperback. That's an interesting question. Let me think about that, Snuggie. I could tell you one you might enjoy. I'm not really sure where your preferences lie in terms of, do you like older comics, not so older comics, more modernity. But I've got one that I can do a recommendation on. And let's see what you think. Let me pull it up while I'm thinking about it. And I don't know if this will be up your alley. Someone mentioned earlier the the Adventures of Captain Marvel movie serial, which was really great. It was actually a hardcover, but they did a trade of it later, special in the 90s, called The Power of Shazam, which has got some beautiful art in it. Let's see. Let me find that there. Have you? I'm sure I know some of you have seen this. '70s. What's going on with you, buddy? How you doing, man? Good to see you there, dude. Got to come hang out with me one of these nights, man. But I know you're busy. You stream a lot now. So have you seen this one, Shaggy? Snuggy, I'm sorry. Yeah, this one's pretty good, if I remember right. Again, I remember, of course, the art's beautiful. But some of Ordway's finest work, I think. And it has a similarity in tone and stuff to the Tom Tyler Captain Marvel, Adventures of Captain Marvel serials. Anybody else here read this one? Anybody? Yeah, Guagnar, you remember it, right? I thought it was pretty cool. Great art. Found on Amazon. Gotcha. Cool. So that's one. I mean, I'll think of some. See if I can think of some other ones. There was a series later. Bop, 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 bop. Let's see. There we go. So this comic. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like you, Phantom. I liked it for the art more than the story, but it felt like the old serial, so that's one of them. That's just one that popped off the top of my head. Now, if you want to read something that's more reminiscent of the older stuff, if you can get a hold of some of the Shazam archives or Shazam from the 40s to the 70s, which was my first exposure to the comics, and there's also they just came out with a trade last year that reprints the 70s, I think the whole 70s run of Captain of the Shazam comic. Trade. Back. See if that generates anything. Oh, here you go. Well, I got to find a good. Oh, here's one that's interesting. Yeah, now I remember. There we go. Shazam. Well, I don't know if you've ever seen this one, but I love this one. Hang on. Are you familiar with Shazam: The Power of Hope? By Paul Dini and Alex Ross. Hey, Donnie Pearson. Hungry boy, what's up, buddy? Okay. This is an interesting book here. Of course, it's beautiful art by Alex Ross. If you just want to see a dynamic, just extraordinarily beautiful book, it's just, and I think it encapsulates the true spirit of the character of Captain Marvel. This book's beautiful, man, and it just, I love it. I love it. It talks about being everything about being a hero. Donnie Pearson says, "Hey, good to see you, buddy." Says, "Hello, Mike and all. Hope everyone is well this evening." Yes, I did update my profile pic since we're 5 weeks away from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Once and Always on Netflix. Well, I hope that's a good show for you, Donnie. I hope you really enjoy it, buddy. I know how much you're looking forward to it. You need to see that Ross again there? Yeah, this is one I highly recommend. It's gorgeous, man. It's a beautiful book, but it talks about heroism. This is the stuff of what this is pure Captain Marvel. Just as the other one about Superman was about Superman, the one that was done, of course. The book that they did, we reviewed that one recently. I think on Monday night, I might review this. Or hell, I might just show it right now. Uh, unreal. So, yeah, it's incredible. I might just review the whole thing. A little sneak peek right now. Because the character of Captain Marvel, I know they had to call it Shazam on these covers. If you want to get a true feel of what he mean, the heroism that he inspires, it's this book right here. In my opinion. There's some wonderful stuff in it, though. Yeah. Well, I would you know what I would love to see? If, we talk a lot about these superhero movies. And I say this all the time. This is nothing new. My friends who have been here before, I say this often. If I were to have my druthers, if you were to say to me, like if they would have come to me, and they wouldn't, and they said, "All right, you big fat loser geek down there whining and yelling all the time about this stuff on YouTube, we'll give you one thing with each character that you love. You got to tell us what you want. We'll do it to the letter. We'll make it happen. Then you got to stop whining about these other things we're making. Not that they care, but you know what I mean. Just play. It's a game I play. I would love to see, and we have the tech. I know they have the tech to do it now. For example, when it comes to Captain Marvel, I would like to see something along the lines of this, animated to look just like this Alex Ross art, fully animated, with a story to match. The story, this story would be great. Kingdom Come adapted perfectly. Imagine Kingdom Come adapted to look just like the comic book. Hungry to Clobber, great model because in my 20s, Kingdom Come came out and his art and the Captain Marvel nostalgia came back to me in comics. Yes, indeed. Yes. Can you imagine a Fantastic Four comic animated to look just like Kirby did it with adapting classic Kirby stories, just even if it was just a movie here and there once in a while. I want a series. Of course, I'm greedy. Comic fans can be greedy, but I take what I can get. The comic Justice, which I've reviewed here with the great Mark C way back when, and that'd be my ultimate Justice League story that I would want to see done. So this is a beautiful book, though. Hey, look, he's called Captain Marvel. Look at that. Look. He's called Captain Marvel. Oh, my God. That's right, boys and girls. He's freaking Captain Marvel. For the fans of Captain Marvel who keep the magic alive. That's unreal. Is that not beautiful? Look at that. What do you think of that, hungry boy? This is what I want to see. When I go see that movie tomorrow, I'll be thinking of this, and they won't be doing this. Hollywood doesn't give a shite. I'm not trying to be a downer here. I'll be thinking of this. They won't be doing this. Not by any stretch of the imagination will they do anything even close to this. Magma. Yeah. Great magma, eh? And this is it's an inspiring story, of course, and everything too, but it's a true divorce with the art. Wow. Truly amazing. So may as well enjoy this, since tomorrow that movie's not going to have anything to do with this guy. He won't be like this guy at all. I love how he just goes around fighting, criminals and helping people, and That is for sure. He is dedicated to those details. Absolutely, Hungry Boy. I've always thought that Fred McMurray had the perfect Captain Marvel profile, and I think Alex Ross, not just Alex Ross, CC Beck did too. Could not be reached. They've long talked about how in the early days Fred McMurray was a model for it. And there's a movie, I can't remember the name of it now, that came out right before Captain Marvel had been invented and created, where there's a dream sequence in it where a young Fred McMurray wears a superhero outfit that is not too indistinguishable from the Captain Marvel costume. I kid you not. I can't remember the name of the movie, but I've seen the scene before way back when. So Fred McMurray's, um, you know, Fred McMurray is the visual inspiration for Captain Marvel. He is indeed, according to C.C. Beck and others. Things I've read anyway. Now maybe that's that could be apocryphal, but that movie I've seen that movie before, and I think it came out before. I've seen, I can't. I'm just trying to find out what movie that is again because I remember seeing it, a while back. The Power of Hope. His pipe. My Three Sons, starring Fred McMurray. Sorry, that was uncalled for. Why would you ever screw with this costume? By the way, Jeff Johns, you asshead who claimed to love the character. Why would I mean? Granted, they get relatively close in the movie. I'll give you that. Is it, this costume is almost as great as Superman's. Let's face it, Superman's may be the greatest. Oh, No Time for Love. That's the name of it. Oh, okay. Thanks, Eric. I mean, it's been so long since I've seen that, and I've seen the scene. I don't know if I've seen the whole movie. Man, I'll have to go look for that. Look for that. What did Siegel and Schuster say inspired the look of Superman? The circus strongman, Larry. Pretty much. No Time for Love. There you go. Cool. Anyway, that's my. I mean, is it? Is this not one of the greatest costumes? It's sick how great this costume is to me, anyway. Look at Look, a superhero going around helping people, inspiring kids, saving the day, trying to give hope, and not just busting people into buildings and crap. This is extraordinary work. Unreal. Ow. Ow, ow, and ow again. My leg's killing me. Ooh. Oh, boy. I probably didn't get enough sleep last night. Say here. A superhero helping people. When did that ever happen, right? This is what we've gotten away from. Yeah, George Reeves really helped a lot. Really did a lot for people. Hmm. Let's see here. I got to find that picture you're talking about. Good to find that picture there. Sorry. There we go. Let me show that there. So here's the picture. As you can see, everyone, it's he's wearing a superhero outfit. That's from Force. This was after Captain Marvel existed, after he was created, but still, they said that they'd seen him in a lot of movies before, and so who knows? Maybe this was again. I'm trying to remember the story. I've heard them say that they were inspired. Maybe Fred McMurray heard about it. I don't know. And I could have got the thing backwards. It's only been 40 years since I've read about this. Either way, it's pretty cool stuff, I think. Damn it. Hitting the wrong damn buttons. Arr. Oh, man, such great art. All right, Chris Persia, thank you, buddy. I know how you feel, man. Go get some rest there. Appreciate you being here, buddy. Have a fantastic night and get some rest there, pal. Appreciate the great Chris Persia, everybody. The Vindicator Wrench of the North. Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel kicking some ass. There's one really great scene in this one. JD Lewis, what's up, dude? Oh, thanks, man. I'm good to see you. Glad you're here, buddy. Absolutely. This is a peak Cap here. No, Captain Marvel, that is. Cap Marvel. Because he's not Captain America, but he's Captain Marvel. Bop. Where are we at? So, well, you think I'll be seeing any of this tomorrow? If I go see Shazam Sparkle Fingers? I wonder. He won't be. Of course, this is more of a series. Oh yeah, this is I love this right here. The scene where this is a kid, being abused by his Mike Ditka looking dad there. And Billy Batson confronts him, and then the guy opens the door, and look who's there. When the captain speaks, his words roll out like angry thunder. I'm giving you a chance you don't deserve to make things right. You don't deserve to make things right with Bobby. Go see him. Apologize. Promise, my friend, that you will never hurt him again, because I will surely be back if you do. I leave Bobby's father with a pounding heart and maybe a changed one. Or I will beat the living crap out of you. No, you won't see. You won't see that in Shazam, nor Mirren Mellons. No Mirren Mellons? Oh, damn. Come on, well, don't spoil it. Don't ruin it. They might have some of that. No. I love this right here. This is one of the. This will make a fantastic, gigantic wall poster. And this is about heroism. This is what superheroes are all about right here. What is written here has always stuck out with me. That, with Superman or Captain Marvel, throughout this adventure that they've had in this comic, and he's just got through talking to old Shazam. Any lingering doubts fall away as I fly home. I know life will always have struggles waiting for both Billy and the Captain, but right now I feel I can take on the world. My heart is as light as a child's. A feeling is as light as a child's. Feeling I'd nearly forgotten. And by helping those in need, I will be able to keep that feeling alive. That's a superhero, folks. The power of hope. Captain Marvel. Childhood experiences stay with me as both as Billy and Captain Marvel, not Shazam and not Sparkle Fingers, you jackasses. Jeff Johns, you are a disgrace what you did with the Screw 52. You are a disgrace. I remember back around 2013 or whatever it was, 12 or 13, not too long after the Screw 52 got started. Not sure I didn't buy that shite, but I used to go to Barnes and Scroble sometimes, and I would flip through some of the new comics. And I remember picking up, I don't know why, I picked up one of those stupid Justice League comics that had a backup for the first issue. The first one had the first reappearance of Shazam backup. And I'll never forget being horrified. This is the first one of the ones with their version of Shazam. That Billy Batson was a little street thug, a little hoodlum who stole stuff. Little street urchin. And I'm like, wait a minute. That's not the criteria that the old Shazam has. It pissed me off so bad because I'm naturally wasn't going to buy the shite anyway, but I did flip in there and I started reading it, and it was back up in Justice League, like I said, and I'm like, oh, this is horrible. And I saw it was Jeff Johns, and I said, I can't believe, because I thought you loved these characters. How could you do this to and why would you take? And he made it all slimy and just, how can you take the most wholesome character this side of Superman, Captain Marvel, Billy Batson, and do that? What kind of despicable creep are you, Jeff Johns, to do what you did to Captain Marvel with the Screw 52? Now, yeah, as dumb as the movie was, the first movie was, he was sort of a delinquent, but he wasn't like a little evil little chump. But he was kind of a delinquent. He was kind of on his own. I hated the origin in that movie too, though, with his mom him getting separated from his mommy, and then later when he finds her, she doesn't want anything to do with him. In this case, deadbeat daddy and deadbeat mommy. In this case, pissed me off so bad. It was like everything else with the Screw 52. It was repugnant garbage. You can go sluggle yourself, Jeff Johns, for doing that. Yeah, and look, by the way, it wasn't all that long before that I used to say things like, after Jeff Johns fixed Hal Jordan with Green Lantern Rebirth, after I'd been gone like 12 years, and he'd fixed some of the potholes that had destroyed DC on the way, and he brought some of the characters back. I used to say, wow, after what he did to Hal Jordan, that guy could hit me with a baseball bat and I'd still like him. And then all it took was like 10 years later what he did to Captain Marvel. Wagner, I can't tell you that. It's a secret. Childhood experiences stay with me, both as Billy and as Captain Marvel. It makes it easy for me to relate to children. So, see, he has Billy's memories, but he also has the maturity of an adult when he's Captain Marvel. That's something that idiots writing the character over the years totally did not remember. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you, hungry boy. It's just disgusting. Now, some of that stuff, garbage that he did to the character, did make it into that first movie. But it was still lighter in tone. It had the heart was in the right place for the first movie in terms of its tone. I'll give it that. It's just hard to like it knowing what this done to this character. So I'll admit the first movie is mildly entertaining, and if you're really not all that hung up on the character of Captain Marvel the way I am, you could probably watch the first movie and have a decent time. I could probably watch it and have a decent time, but I'm hung up on it, so good luck, right? It ain't gonna happen. So I might watch this one tomorrow, and it might be okay. Might be a fairly entertaining movie. But I know they're not going to solve the problems I have with what has been done to this beloved character of mine, Captain Marvel. They won't even call him Captain Marvel. I mean, would it have really killed him in the first movie when they were making their stupid ass Captain Sparkle Fingers jokes to call him Captain Marvel just one freaking time? Like when Freddie Freeman is making those dumb jokes, come on, Captain Sparkle Fingers. What if he said, oh, how about Captain Marvel? And they said, yeah, call me Captain Marvel. Hey, Marvel couldn't do anything to him. Don't tell me that they could have gotten in trouble. I don't know. Any of you have any legal experience? I know they can't put it on the covers all the time, the name Captain Marvel. But they say Captain Marvel all the time inside of the comic books. So inside of the movie, you tell me, does it work the same way, or would they not be able to call him Captain Marvel in a movie? If not, okay, I get it. Anyone here know? Because I don't. I'm not a lawyer, and I don't play one on TV. So if anyone here knows, hey, let me know. Give me your opinion. And then say, Shazayam, Shazayam, Shazayam. Golly. So who knows? You never know. The power of Shazam. Well, what can you do? But also another beautiful book is this one. Just somebody knows. I see you. I don't see me hungry boy. You'd think that it was allowed there would be a Wonder Woman in a Marvel comic or a Spider-Man in the Justice League. I don't know. Now, this is another beautiful book to look at. The Power of Shazam by Jerry Ordway. And then, as you can see, it looks a lot like the old movie cereal. I remember this thing took forever to come out. And the story was just sort of so-so. Like I said, it's based on the cereal. A lot, I mean, in a lot of ways, anyway. In some ways, or at least it feels like it. Great art, though. Just takes forever to get to. Oh, there you go. That's beautiful right there. So. Takes forever to actually get down to beeswax, though. Let's see here. I work in film. Captain Marvel will be a legal clearance issue, even in dialogue. Thank you, Death Ray. Okay, that's good. Like I said, I was genuinely asking, so I don't know, but I guess it is different. Google says the film's director didn't want any confusion with the MCU's cover. No legal issues. Okay. Well, that could be the case. Either one of you could be right. I don't know. You know what? If it's true that that's the only thing, could not be, and it could not be reached for further comment. If it's true that they just did it because they didn't want any confusion, that would aggravate me. If it's some kind of legal hang up, then, man, that sucks, but it's just life. I remember I couldn't wait for this thing to come out. I couldn't wait. And then I had to wait because it took for freaking ever. Pride, envy, greed, hatred, selfishness, laziness. I can't remember that one. I got them all. I got them all. I don't have any pride, though. That's true. Envy, I got a little bit of that. I got to admit it. Greed, I don't know. I don't have anything to be greedy about. Maybe a little. Hatred, unless it's Jar Jar, Drek, or Gar. Yeah, I got plenty of it. Ooh, I tried to get. Selfishness, I need more of that. Could actually use some more. I get in a lot of trouble. Well, you don't want to hear that. Laziness, I wrote the book on it, though. That's me right there. Injustice, no, I'm good there. I got plenty of justice with me. So I got some problems, man. I swear, my sins are just. Shazam. Solomon wisdom, Hercules strength, Atlas stamina, Zeus power, Achilles courage, and Mercury speed. And I tell you, and still he won't say it. And finally, he says his name, boom, just like in the comic, and there he is. Look at that costume. That's great stuff right there. Hatred for Chloe's heart, says Hungry. Oh, man. Don't like clothes, eh? Is it clothes? Am I saying that right? Chloe's or close or close? Chloe's? Chloe's? I don't know. Don't know where I'm saying it right or not there, buddy. I know you love Al Red's art. That's right. Oh, no, got that wrong, didn't I? Just kidding. I know you're not a fan. Don't worry. Your secret's safe with me. I remember being aggravated by this comic. When he grabbed the wizard was supposed to be killed by the block. All this crap was stupid. I was really aggravated with Ordway for the way they did this. He John burned it. Now I remember why this comic aggravated me. It's all coming back to me now. It's all coming back to me. The name is Marvel, Captain Marvel. However, they could come into an agreement as long as the agreement of some sort of if I think the title of the movie and character are not called Captain Marvel. It can be used in dialogue at times. Complicated. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I hear you. Thank you. It's all coming back to me now. It's all coming back to me now. Yes. Got some of those sins. Some of them pay the rent. Wow. Wow. What if he's going to kill these guys? We're trying to be very golden agey here, but the art was incredible. Look at that. Yeah, Ordway did some nice stuff, didn't he? Did you like Ordway at all there, Hungry Boy? I liked Ordway. So the article says, let's see here. Thank you, your Muslim uncle, for the 129 super chat. Thank you, buddy. 199. Thanks, pal. Appreciate it. Will AI art end the big two and have heroes be rented? You never know. You never know. It's possible. I don't know. I can't answer definitively, but I think it's very possible. Yeah. Could not. Thank you so much for that, your Muslim uncle. Appreciate you, buddy. Could not be reached for further comments. So the article says the new 52 officially, Screw 52, officially named him Shazam, and Sandberg was like, why bother? It's forgotten. You think everyone forgot he was Captain Marvel? Yeah, Orway did some nice stuff. Yeah, I like him. Man, this was a big book, though. I like when he says Shazam and accidentally changes to Billy Batson while he's flying. Oh, crap. They added a bunch of dumb stuff to this thing. Now I remember how this pissed me off so much. Too much for revisionist crap, but he's got Black Adam in there at least. Oh my God, look, Betty Page is in here. Whoa. I forgot about this part. How you like them apples, Charlie? I'll take an AI Jack Kirby doing new stories, says Larry. What do you think of Mr. Ordway on this one, Hungry Boy? How about that, man? Betty. I think we could look at that for a while, can't we? Nice. That's a DC graphic novel. I wonder, where do you think he stole that one from, D-Bud? Well, she was working in New York. That's Irvin Claw. Hey, Ezra Goldstein, shalom. Yeah, D-Bud. Man, I forgot all about this. She's probably Cliff Secord's probably, pissed her off again. Isn't that nice? Yeah, Larry, the great Dave Stevens, just last week, and 2 weeks actually, 2 weeks before that, the Friday Night Comic Shop boys, my great buddy Nick Weiser's channel, we all reviewed his Rocketeer, Hey there, Lisa. The lovely Lisa's here. Good to see you, my dear. Finally, a lady in the house. Gentlemen, behave yourselves. All right, guys. Now, stand at attention. Let's see here. Ugh. So that's what Captain Adam is, excuse me, that's what Black Adam is supposed to be doing. Fighting Captain Marvel. Fighting Captain Marvel. That's right, boys and girls. He's Captain Marvel. Damn it. Oh yeah, Death Ray. We all love Betty. The Rocketeer version, yeah. He's Captain Marvel, damn it. In this movie tomorrow, they won't even say it. No. Someone maybe needs to talk me out of going, but I did say I would review it. Like Ant-Man, I agreed like 4 months before that came out to go on a show of some really wonderful, great people, by the way. It's a very cool YouTuber that I'm very proud that I did it, by the way. But I agreed to that way in advance to go review it. So how does the press refer to this guy? Says Captain James C. Skywalker. Good to see that, buddy. I guess they just call him Shazam in the movie. That's a good question. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out. Did they do an Indiana Jones Rocketeer team up? I don't know of one that's been done. It would have cost them. Clobberin, I aspire to be a hot chick, so don't let me say, hey, you're a hot chick here. We love you. Clobberin, I dare you to yell out Captain Marvel during the movie. I will. Okay. If I go, as soon as someone calls him Captain Marvel, calls him Shazam on the big screen, I promise for you, Larry, I'm going to say, Captain Marvel, really loud. Oops, sorry if I hurt your ears. I'm like, Captain Marvel, damn you all to hell. It's Captain Marvel. Does that work? Is that okay? Is that what you want? Will that please you? Okay. I'll do it. It'd be sort of like that time back in the 80s, in the summer of 1984, when my buddies and I would go see Star Trek III, The Search for Spock. Not to get off topic. And every time Admiral, I always forget his name. He wasn't Admiral Cartwright. He was a different Admiral. Actually, it may have been Cartwright. They changed actors. Every time the Admiral would say, every time we would go and the Admiral would say, Jim, the Enterprise is 20 years old. We all used to yell out, 40. And there was 3 of us doing it. It was loud. You could imagine other moviegoers looking around going, what's wrong with these guys? Geeks. Why don't you get a wife? Who cares how old the ship is? Shut up. Because it was 40. It's nothing changed it. You can't change that. 40 was the right answer. 20's too young. Doesn't make any sense. And we did the math on it. So, and every time, and I saw it into the teens 15 times or more at the theater. And every time we yelled at 40. Even one time when I went on vacation with my parents and it was still in the theater and I went and saw it, I yelled 40. So if they call him Sparkle Pants or if they call him Shazam, I'm going to yell, Captain Marvel. And I'll be thinking of you when I do it, Larry. I'll report in. I will report in once I've done it. You know, boy, I hate to do this to anger myself because when you think of, I wonder what happened if I Google. Don't tell Raquel she doesn't like when we Google. She likes us to duck, duck, go. But if I Google Shazam, you think I'll get any great pictures of old cool comics, or will I get the damn movie? What do you think I would get? Shazam images. Yeah, movie. Max Redstone, what's up, duder? I live in a world of two rhymes. I express myself using 5 lines. I do not try to beat, just to be short and sweet. So I say, hail to you, Clobberin Times. You are a master, sir. Absolutely phenomenal. Well done, Max Redstone. Well done, sir. Should keep that one. Morrow, that's right. I'm just probably going to say hello. And by the way, the Admiral for Star Trek 3 was Starfleet Commander Morrow. That's well done. Are you the Admiral, Mr. Lee? You can make a in on me. Wow. It was Morrow. Well, man, and I thought I thought I couldn't. I thought I could never forget anything from Trek 3. Man, I hate being senile. Well, as far as I know, garbagey memory. All right, look at all this movie drivel. Well, I'm a weirdo also, Death Ray, but I don't agree on that one. I love Star Trek 3 because they had no business killing him. There was no reason to kill Spock. That didn't fit in with Star Trek killing him. So do what you do to bring him back, and I'm fine. You said it. You know, it may nullify the sacrifice of his death, but he still shouldn't have died. We had plenty of Trek stories left for him, so I'm glad he was alive. And it was Star Trek, so I'm fine with it. I don't mind when you muddle with the death of a fictional character. You know, if killing him was premature, and I think killing him was premature, and probably partially Nimoy's fault. There it is. Movie. See? I tell you what, damn it, you damn it. Now we got some comics. That's the way it should be. We got some comics here finally, Mr. Potter. We're dealing with a scurvy little spider, you see? Yeah, sure. Shazam. Better than having to say Komodo. So, number one, there we are, you see? All right. Cool. Look at that Mego Shazam. Captain Marvel figure. Now they got me doing it, damn it. JT Kirk says, but Spock didn't really die. He died, but went back in time with some red matter. And now you're talking about fake Trek. Opened 3 mystery boxes and told his younger self that Vulcan was blown up or something. Well, that's fakey Spock. Yeah, I know. It was, like I said, it was Nimoy's fault. You're right, Larry. Good night, Max. Be good, buddy. No, you guys, you aren't wrong. I hear you. Hearing you on FM there. All right, let's see. Bob. Bob. So, there, of course, is the first reappearance of Superman. Superman. Captain Marvel. And it's interesting. This was the first comic. They did one called. They did an issue of Superman where he met a character called Captain Thunder. That was an interesting knockoff of Captain Marvel. But eventually, when they were able to bring him back, as you can see, they had to call the comic first brand new issue with one magic word: Shazam. I used to have this. Damn it. Number one, the original Captain Marvel, and he's got Superman on there. Why Superman on this cover? Do you? Anyone know why? Can anyone tell me? Well, I can tell you why, but I wonder if anybody knows why. How are they getting away with calling him Captain Marvel on the cover? They just did. They weren't supposed to. I think they had some trouble with it, but they weren't supposed to, unless that came about later. Maybe they were allowed to do it for the first issue. They got special dispensation. Maybe they paid Marvel. But interesting, you notice that Superman's just standing there. He's not saying anything. What article is who referencing? Captain James Scott, what are you referring to, Captain? You're saying what article are you referencing? I've got to know what I need more. Are you talking to me? Did I reference an article and forget about it? I don't know. But see, Superman's there, and he's just, hey. It's funny. What always struck me about this is later, not so much when it first came out, but later at the whole of Justice. Now, this is because this is the early 70s. But when I found out the whole story, which, would take, let me tell you something. The history about what happened to Fawcett Comics and Captain Marvel between National / DC is very convoluted. And it's like a Rocketeer crossover. Are you talking? Maybe you're more rewound back in the stream or something, James C. Skywalker. I don't know, because that was when I was talking about Power of Shazam earlier, where we showed Betty Page. Anyway, so this is a very convoluted story. Basically, what happened, to bare bones it, Captain Marvel popped up a little bit after Superman. And it was in 1939, which of course Superman popped up at 38. Yeah, exactly. Superman's contractually to appear on the cover, just like Spider-Man had to appear on the first issues of new Marvel. Yeah. I don't know. So yeah, they were just, I know the word. They were doing it because he's Superman. But what's funny about this for me is, okay, so they battled at the newsstand for years, and they had a lot of fights. Fawcett and National, which became DC. They used to, basically they were accusing each other of ripping the other one off. Superman did come out a little bit before it, but some said they were both in the works. Thrill Comics #1, and later Wiz Comics #2. But Superman still came out before him. There were times when Captain Marvel comics outsold Superman comics. It's true. They both sold in the millions. But they fought each other for a long time in court. Around 53-ish, 52, maybe 53, somewhere up in there. National won, and Fawcett went out of business. I think mostly bankrupt, if I'm remembering it correctly. I'm ballparking. I'm just, That's right. There was no Wiz comic #1, but there was an Ashcan of Thrill Comics #1, at least allegedly, Fanty. So anyway, there were no more Captain Marvel comics or Marvel Family comics of any kind. they were missing for a long time, and they had this. I forget the name of the company. That weird one of those weirdos, one of those smaller companies, ACG or one of them. I forget exactly the name of it. Did a comic in the '60s calling this robot Captain Marvel that could take his limbs off. A really weird comic that went out of business relatively quickly after only one issue, 2 issues, whatever, something like that. Then Marvel started their version after paying that guy like $4,600 for the name. And then, with 20 years after Captain Marvel falling from grace from comic books, they were able to bring him back. DC, bring him back. Obviously, I don't know how they got. I guess they got away with putting Captain Marvel on there, either because special dispensation for being the first issue, or it's not the title. Maybe they got away with it because it's not the title. And CC Beck came back when its original creator came back and did a lot of art for this comic, including this cover. And they used the title Shazam, the name of the old wizard, because they figured most people know what the word Shazam was, so they went with it. But what's always struck me about this cover is the fact that you put Superman on the cover. It's almost like, I mean, hey, could you pour a little more salt in the wound? I mean, Fawcett's not allowed anyway to see it. CC Beck's working for him. So maybe, CC Beck, I guess he didn't mind. MF Enterprises, there you go. 6 issues. Thanks, Quag. MF Enterprises, that guy who ran that was a whack job, boy. Woo! He did a lot of some screwed up magazines. That guy was nutty. MF Enterprises. I tell you, I can't remember a damn thing anymore. So, I just always struck me as funny. And by the way, it says CC Beck on there. CC Beck did not draw Superman on there. Not a chance. I think that's Bob Oxner. But it's like they put him on there as like an own or something. Like, hey, you're still our little bitch, Fawcett. You may not exist anymore, but we got yours. We got Captain Marvel now. We own him. And what do? They do this comic, and then somehow, because some kids, the character hadn't been around for 20 years, but somehow enough people in Hollywood, of all places, know about him to do a show. Lou Scheimer and Filmation Studios do a live action Captain Marvel TV show, but they got to call it Shazam. So it always tickled me that you got Superman on the freaking cover. In today's terms, the rights are as complicated as the rights on Spider-Man between Sony and look, you go back and you read some of the court depositions and all the different minutia of this case, and I have, and since I don't really understand that kind of stuff very well in terms of court things, and all, it just tear my mind to pieces to read some of the stuff that went on in the minutia of the court doctorate, the court records and things like that. But it's just a damn shame. So Captain Marvel, and you don't blame Superman for it. These are fictional characters. One jackass company screwed over another one that look, Fawcett was no angel. Some of the ways they treated some of their people and creators. Yeah. And it's funny, as a side note, there's the British character Marvel Man / Miracle Man later, who, Captain Marvel comics sold extraordinarily well. They sold extraordinarily well in the UK. So much so that when Captain Marvel ceased to be, a guy named Mick Angelo, and I forget the name of the exact company over there, Quality or whoever it was, in the UK, decided to make a knockoff character. Oh yeah, Soups is there to sell the comic, yeah. Thanks for being here, your Muslim uncles. Great to see you, buddy. So Marvel Man became a complete another blatant knockoff, ripoff of Captain Marvel, the Marvel family, and all that stuff. Because, and he became popular, and British kids never lost Captain Marvel in a sense because they had somebody that was just like him. And of course, we all see what happened in the early '80s. What happened to Marvel Man when Alan Moore got a hold to him. But anyway, that's all good times, and that's all Captain Marvel. And by the way, Hungry Boy, don't think I didn't appreciate this, buddy. This is, of course, the great Hungry Boy. I am now Judge Grimm. From Hungry Boy, dedicated to Mark C. for Clobby, 2020. Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate it. Beautiful stuff. I'm honored, sir. All right, D-Bud Martin, we're right behind you, buddy. Take care, man. Have a great night. Oh, thank you. That's good. Oh, man, thanks, D-Bud. I would have forgot that, too. I was about to forget my own damn stupid poll. Here, we're going to do it. All right, folks, closing the poll right now. All righty, here. Our poll for the evening was, which is your favorite Captain Marvel? Billy Batson, Marvel, Carol Danvers, or Monica Rambeau? In first place, with 67% of the vote, the great Billy Batson, of course. If I were able to vote, that's who I would have voted for. Not even as close. In second place, I do love Marvel, so he got 22%. That's nice to see Marvel get something. In third place, 10% for Carol Danvers, and unfortunately, no love for Monica Rambeau at 0%. Y'all a bunch of just horrible people. You're just monsters, every one of you. So, oh, man. Anyway, really appreciate you all being here with me tonight, and it's been fantastic. Show notes tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will be on with Tom and the gang, Tom Connors and the gang of Midnight's Edge after dark. Looking forward to that. Then tomorrow night, same clubby time, same clubby channel. Clubby's Clubhouse. Our wonderful first officer, R.M. Briggs, and hopefully the great chief engineer will be here as well. Hopefully, I always say hopefully because I never know if they're going to be, if something's going to come up, but I think they're planning to be here. And looking forward to that. We'll review another episode of UFO, and I'll talk about Shazam, something of the gods or whatever it is. I forget the damn subtitle. But I'll give a few words on that. And then Friday night, 8:30 Central Standard Time on the great Nick Weiser's channel, my good buddy Nick Weiser. We will, the Comic Shop gang will review. No, I don't think we're reviewing anything. It might be open comics. I don't know. But Comic Shop gang will be hanging out, having a good time. And then Saturday night, it is Saturday Night Star Trek with, where are you at? Oh, 4 more episodes of Star Trek Deep Space Nine reviewed, getting toward the end of Deep Space Nine season 5 rather. So looking forward to that. And of course, hopefully we'll have the Geekery on Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time at Mark D's channel. And so till then, let me say some shout outs. I want to thank everyone for being here tonight, including our great wrenches, the great Eric K. Yo, buddy, thank you so much. And shout out to the doggy, Chris Persia, who had to run. D. Bud Martin, thank you, buddy. Appreciate the help, man. Thanks for that last save there. Lord Thoth, Avon lives long live the Legion. Hail Lady Thoth and their doggy, the great J-Man, Wrench Without Fear. Hungry Boy, thanks again for that artwork, buddy. Appreciate you. Kal-El, the Super Wrench. Maddie's Daddy, Wheeler the Wrench, Meow there, and thank you, Fanty Outsidey, for being here today. And let's see, whom else we have with us here this evening. Donnie Pearson, thank you so much for being with us tonight. Appreciate you. Guagnar, thank you, buddy. The lovely Lisa. Lisa, thank you so much for being here, dear. It's great to see you. Really love seeing you here. Your Muslim uncle. Thank you, my friend. Hope you have fun at the movie tomorrow. Could not be reached. There's further comment. I'm glad you could be reached tonight, my friend. Good to see you. Larry. Good to see you, buddy. Let's see. Death Ray All Out Attack. Hey, thank you for being here, my friend. Appreciate you so much, Captain James T. Skywalker. Let's see. Max Redstone was here. DJ. It was Dave G Sound, rather. My cousin David Rayborn was here. The great JT Kirk, buddy. That's vamping music while I scroll. It's not very good. I understand. Come on, scroll. Ezra Goldstein, shalom. Keely Chow, roll tide. Hang on, everybody. It's taking me a second to run this thing back, but I'll get there. Sorry, everybody. J. Day Lewis. Good to see you, buddy. I think you had to run. Snuggy Jr. Thank you. I think John Shaggy Rupus was here as well. Yes. So let's see here. That's 7 Ace Rock fan, buddy. Rami Salami. Hey. Dave was here. All right, buddy. I probably got everybody there, but I always say that, don't I? I always say that, and I always regret it. But, I'm confident this time that I got them all. I know you're all betting against me. You're all saying, no, he didn't get them all. He missed one. He's going to find out that he missed one and feel like a fool like he always does. That's what you're all saying to yourselves. And you know what? You might be right. I may be crazy. Brian Hepburn. See, I was wrong. Boom, there you go. Brian Hepburn. It just might be a lunatic you're looking for. All right. Claude Salling. See? She wait long enough. Boom. Now I know I got it. Captain Infinity and Beyond. See, I didn't. Never trust me, especially me. I don't trust me. I'm going to screw it up. Sean Etep. Hey. Thank you for being here tonight. Almost there, folks. Was someone supposed to be writing this down? I didn't know. No, I guess. Dave G Sound. Did I say Dave G Sound already? Stuart Mitchell. All right. Okay, now I did get it. Now I do have everybody. So there we go. At least, unless I back all the way to the chat, someone else popped in. No, we're good. Gotcha. Everyone, thank you so much for being here with me tonight. Cannot thank you enough for putting up with all this, hanging out with me, doing absolutely nothing, no work, just sitting here and hanging with you. No effort. There was no effort to it on my part. That's my fault, and I apologize. I should put on a better show. I suck at this. You all know that by now. But you hang out anyway because you're good buddies, and I appreciate you. So thank you so much, everybody. Have a marvelous, you had Hump Day out of the way, so marvelous remainder of your weekend. I hope to see you tomorrow night here at the clubhouse. Until then, everyone have a fantastic night. Good night, everybody. And clobber on, clobberers.
It's Clobberin time.
bloody A, B, C, or D.
It is green.
I just love clobbering time.